love is making waves. It gets hard when we start moving through the pain, but deep inside we'll see one day we will be rising above the ashes, moving beyond all the clouds, escaping from all the darkness, finding light in the here and now, holding on to every moment, moving closer.
Hello, welcome in everybody. Type Arise in the chat. We are hosting a game code giveaway, Steam and PS5 and or. If you already own the game, well, you can give it to a friend. But welcome in. Let's get started. Let's play some Lumines Arise. I'm joined by CJ. How are you doing, CJ?
I am doing great, Austin. I'm ready for some Lumines.
Yes, you know me. This is one of my favorite things to do at NES is just kind of just vibe out with you guys and have some fun. And we're gonna play some Lumines. Check out a little bit of each game mode. Hop into multiplayer for a bit. I already challenged some people in the custom games chat on our Discord, which, by the way, at discord.gg/enhance. If you are not there already, if you're coming in from one of our social posts, be sure to join there. You can play some friendly games, just chat about your experience with the game, share your personal best, ask questions in terms of how to play Lumines. If there's anything that's not clear to you, we have some people very willing to help you out there. So we're just going to kind of hang out tonight. We'll take a break at a few moments to do the game code giveaway, but just make sure you enter. Type Arise in the chat, and we'll roll it on. So we use the Nightbot tool in the Twitch chat here, and it will say who won in the chat so that we don't rig it, right? But all right, CJ. So we're going to dabble a little bit in each of the modes, and I'm sure if you guys have any questions, if you want to share your experiences you've had with Lumines Arise thus far since the launch, it's been a last few weeks have kind of flown by, CJ, but we're in the thick of it.
True. We are in the thick of it. Yes, indeed. We love that so many people are enjoying the game, whether you're a seasoned veteran of Lumines, dating back all the way to the PSP and Vita days, or if you're brand new to it, welcome on in. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Hopefully you're working on improving your skills in Lumines as well. Like I do think people who are coming in from Tetris, it's a little bit different. It's a different part of your brain that you have to switch on to get into Lumines. And once it clicks, it really clicks. And hopefully we'll get you into it.
So I'm thinking we can just kind of start off with some journey mode, the main game mode here in Lumines Arise. If you are, I guess it's been a few weeks now, so maybe you can spoil some of these later areas that we haven't necessarily dabbled in. We won't play the final stage for quite some time, but as we know, a lot of you are still getting in the game for the first time. But I think a lot of these stages have been circulating around stuff. And I wanted to hop into Resonance for a little bit. This is actually one of my favorite sequences, personally.
Good one.
Yeah, so let's hop into it, and we can just talk Lumines as we go on here. If you guys have any questions, throw it in the chat. Anything you want to talk about?
Sure.
And or just straight up like how to play Lumines, right? And on that note, we are planning to get some videos out in that regard, right? Like community tips and stuff like that, which we're excited to share. But
yeah. If you're a player that's new to the game and you are like really wanting to get better, we're working on a video for you.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I know we have a lot of
diehards
that pop in to our community events and stuff like that, but we know you're out there. If you're brand new to Lumines, it can be a little tricky to get over that hump initially, but once you are over that initial hump and it clicks, it's like your skill level will skyrocket before you know it. So
it really will.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the chat talking about learning to combo. That might be something that we could highlight on this stage because it is a bit of a slower paced stage. The stages in Lumines, the timeline moves to the BPM of the music track that's playing. So if you want to practice comboing, one of the best things you can do is create a playlist with low BPM, low tempo songs in it. Like this one that we're looking at right here, like Globe as well. What are some other slow stages?
Also, while I'm here, just it's good to do this for teaching as well. But if you're struggling in the game as well, head to the No Stress Luminous. You can turn off gravity and game overs. And I think it's also just nice so that I can explain what I'm about to do with the next moves and stuff, right? But
yeah, that's true. Yeah, No Stress Luminous will prevent you from like submitting high scores to leaderboards, but sometimes it's worth it. Like, and if you're new to the game, that's usually not a concern.
So comboing. To get a combo, you need to clear 4 2x2 squares within one timeline sweep, right? As we see that timeline slowly moving across here on our Seahorse Sway stage. You could do like multiple separate 2x2 blocks, but that's not really what you want to do, right? Like, even if as fast as I am, it's going to be hard to do that, right? Like, I barely got it there.
Although you did it.
Yeah, but point being, there's better ways to do that. So instead of sweating over that kind of thing, the most efficient way to get 4 squares in one timeline sweep is actually a 3x3 square. So that would be a combo.
Yeah.
Single color bonus. But another thing to mention, and the reason it's good to practice comboing in slower stages, is you really, really want to play around the timeline to make it easier on yourself. And I think if you do it, you don't even have to be too skilled or too fast to combo effectively if you play around the timeline. So what I mean by that is, like, I should avoid doing this where I clear a square right in front of the timeline. You want to kind of build behind the timeline because it gives you a lot of time, right, CJ, to kind of build around and create a combo. So,
gives you more time as the timeline makes its way to the end and then circles back. So you're like already creating matches for the next pass.
I can start behind it again.
That makes it a lot easier.
So I already have a combo here, so I'm like, oh, what can I do for my next move, right? Like, you can kind of slow your game down a little bit when you play it that way. That should be a combo as well. So I'm like, okay, work on the next color here. You can just chill for a second.
Definitely a combo right there.
Yeah.
And you can overshoot it, but you almost don't want to overshoot each time. You want to keep an eye out for that next timeline pass each time.
Yeah, really the key to getting high scores is maintaining that combo, right? So it's like, you don't have to overdo it. You don't need a 5x5 square. Why not just save that resource? Save your next squares for the next timeline sweep and get the time 16 going, right? So
yeah. And a stage like this where the BPM is very slow makes it so much easier to practice this.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying earlier, like a playlist that has the slower BPM songs, and as you select the songs, if there's like a line in the playlist UI where the slower BPM songs will show you that they're lower on that sort of BPM line.
Yeah, this was a little bit
versus
faster.
A stage like this, quite a bit faster.
You can still try to time your blocks with the timeline sweeps, right? And you'd be surprised, like, even on these faster stages, once you get them, it takes a second to get a hang of it. We've played a lot of Lumines in the last year, right, CJ? But
that's true.
Once you really do get a hang of it, like, it's not that bad. Like, you don't need to be moving fast all the time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting a fair amount, and I'm still going to be able to hit these combos. So.
Yeah.
Like, even just spotting at 3x3, one block drop. That's a combo. You can get the next one going.
Yeah, Marvel's saying, oh, I had no idea the BPM of the song was correlated to the speed. Yes.
Yeah.
It is. That's hard to notice at first. Like, I don't think I noticed that when I first started playing with this either.
Yeah, any other questions? Comboing really is, and that's like one of the most satisfying things when you really can start to continue your combos. So definitely recommend learning to play around the timeline. And when you're vibing with a higher BPM game or level like this, and you're hitting those combos, it's such a raw, very fulfilling feeling.
It's true. That's why I like practicing on those low BPMs. But also there's in the tutorial missions, so you go into missions mode from the main menu, there's training missions in there. Some of them are focused around combos, and Those are a lower BPM. I think it's like a middle BPM song or timeline motion anyway that you can practice with. Those are repeatable.
Now, we've been sitting on that max burst for quite a while, so I chose that max over our timeline. And we see a lot of people forget to use the burst, which is going to help you in so many situations, whether you're just struggling at the top of your board, so simulate that, like, oh man, especially if I have gravity on.
It's true.
Just don't be afraid to press it once you have a square formed, and there we go, so we clean up so fast.
By the way, apparently the game audio is too loud.
Too loud. Let's turn that down.
I
was probably just vibing.
The music's
Yeah.
too loud.
I was probably having a good time in my free time.
I mean, the music, you do have to pump the music up. Like, no problem with that. But
Actually, we'll turn it down just a hair so we can really teach these things without it. Just take it over. Okay.
yeah, question from Carter. Does the game have PSVR 2 support? Yes, it does. It has optional VR support on PlayStation 5, so if you have a PSVR 2 headset, you play it in VR. If you have a VR headset on Steam, you play the Steam version optionally in VR as well. I think we've arrived on one of our favorite stages.
Oh, yeah.
Rise and Fall.
I think it's safe to say on my first playthrough, this one really stuck out with me.
Yes. We have a question from the chat. How does the tempo flow between stages? Does it vary wildly, or does it build slowly, or some other pattern? What do you think, Austin?
I don't think it varies. I would have to look at the layout, but maybe some have more slow stages than others. Some of the emotions that you go throughout the journey mode, right? So I don't think it varies too wildly, but you are going to have some stark rise and falls, if I may, the name of the stage here, with the tempo throughout your journey experience. What do you think, CJ?
Yeah, I think it's usually a natural progression, although depending on what emotion that area wants you to feel, like it could vary pretty wildly.
Yeah.
Especially later on in the game. But there are some nice little points of respite, so it is all about evoking an emotion out of the player, right? And when you see that the tempo has changed and it's really fast, I'm thinking of On Eggshells.
Oh, yeah.
as one of those stages in particular. Like, you really like start to get nervous, right? And your heart rate is gonna spike. Yeah.
Love our little pedestrians running around the stage here.
Yes.
So we're on floor 42, I believe. So that's going up until we hit the roof.
Such a cool touch, too, as this stage progresses.
So what color are we feeling for the burst here, CJ? Orange or... I like both for this one, too, so it's always hard. Because the elevator...
The arrow.
Is a cool
I'm saying
You're
arrow.
thinking the arrow? Okay.
Yeah.
So
You're sort of demonstrating another potential tip for...
exactly. I think you're ahead of me here. But, so you can choose your burst color depending on what square is currently active. So I know for certain I'm going to go into an arrow pattern burst here if I have a square before I press burst, right? Is that where you're going with, CJ? Or is there anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, that's right.
So I'm going to press burst now. And sometimes you are going to want like specific color depending on which block type you have the most volume of, right? In that case, I think not only did we just want to do it just because we think it looks cool, but I think in that case it was probably a smart thing to do as well, going to the orange. So
Yeah. 102. All right.
ready. So even now, I was just like hanging out. I know I just want to maintain a combo, right? So I feel like you can. There's two schools of thought, right? Of course, you can just move fast and generally you are going to clear squares, right? You don't have to overthink it. Or if you want to be more strategic, right? I tend to kind of slow down and just like look for my combos, right? But both are viable and both will work depending on how you want to play.
I did have a question. There's an audio cue if you have gotten the combo, right? Like in one pass?
Yeah, you tend to hear different sound effects depending on the
subtle.
stage. Yeah.
It's subtle, right?
Maybe we can determine what it sounds like here. Right now, there's no sound effect per timeline sweep, right? So, let's get a combo here. Now, I want to try to work off this X's. You hear that? Meow. That's the visual or the audio cue.
Is that's the combo audio cue
For this stage. It depends on the stage, yeah. And it's also just satisfying if you want to keep, the cool sound effects and stuff to maintain your combo and stuff like that, which takes practice. But,
Flash is asking us if we're going to take playlist requests if we have time. Yeah, I think we'll construct a playlist with the chat.
I'll probably do that too. We've been doing that to close off, but yeah, if you have any stage suggestions, we could probably put one together. Maybe like center it around an avatar, which we were thinking about doing.
Yeah, that might be fun. Yeah.
Do a Dave the Diver playlist or a Astrobot playlist. Or I'm not on my PS5 right now, but so Neon Street, CJ. Also, kind of the similar theme is used in Time Attack. It does look a bit different, but or the leaderboard leagues, which are available in multiplayer as a single player mode.
That's right. If you are mainly a solo player and you haven't been in the multiplayer hub because the word multiplayer scares you off, there's actually like single player stuff you can do in there. So do not be afraid, solo players, of going into the multiplayer hub. I understand like not everybody's down with actually competing against other people. I'm that way myself.
Yeah.
But
especially on the weekend events where
cool
there's cool unlocks and stuff like that. You can just go vibe in the single player mode still within that hub. And
when we say single player modes in the multiplayer hub, we're talking about leaderboard league and quick burst, and then also versus CPU in burst battle.
Trivia, CJ and or chat. Where should I put this chain block?
Where should you put it? I think over there in the lower left is my...
Here or?
Yeah, right there. No, not there. Connecting, making a match. Yeah, exactly.
This is the spot. Yeah, so
that looks like the place.
So the idea with the chain block is the flashing D-pad looking effect, right? The chain block effect. It will kind of snake through wherever possible with blocks of the same pattern, right? So we drop it here. Oh, another thing too, you kind of want to play this around the timeline. I usually like to drop my chain block right after the timeline passes, just because that ensures you're going to get every block swept, right? If you're trying to downstack your board, if you're in trouble or something like that.
Right.
And or like dig down, speaking of leaderboard league, knowing how to play with the chain block is very, very helpful.
It really is. And if you place the chain block to the left of the timeline, it still sweeps and will clear the things that are connected by that chain. And then the chain block you placed is actually there on the next pass as well, so you may actually get like 2 chains out of it.
Alright, what's next? I should know what's next. Ooh! Spiderwebs. I love this stage.
Spiderwebs.
If we want to spook, we can maybe play around with the spider filter.
Right, yes. If you're not cool with spiders, the game does have a spider filter as well as a snake filter, because there are stages that feature both spiders and snakes. And again, the game is sort of playing with emotions and making you feel certain ways while playing, so that's kind of the reason that they're there in the first place. Mm-hmm. But if it's just too much for you, you can turn it off.
I think this burst effect has... Maybe it's the other one. It's like they're bursting out of their eggs. It's really creepy.
Yes, it truly is. Nice. 144. Donk in the chat asking, have you gotten any surprising feedback since launch, or has it been about what you expected?
We've had amazing feedback. A lot of great quality of life suggestions, which, by the way, we are looking to implement a lot of your feedback, I guess, in some of the upcoming weeks before the end of the year, right? So stay tuned on patches and stuff like that. You can keep up to date on our socials and Discord, and or just your platform news on Steam, PS5 when that drops, right?
Yeah, a lot of that feedback that we've gotten from people, we're hoping to put out some quality of life fixes and address some of the comments that we've gotten about readability, especially as it pertains to colorblind players.
Yeah.
So we're looking at all of that. The dev team is looking at all of that, and we hope to have something soon. But also, we took a lot of feedback from the demo period that we did during Steam Next Fest and before that in August. And a lot of those things have really shaped what the sort of final stretch of development was.
We did fix the burst cutting bug that Trashman was talking about. A lot of bug squashing post-launch.
Yes.
But, if you run into any issues, we are listening and trying to get the game into an amazing place. So keep that feedback coming, whether it's on Discord or if it's more like issues, bugs, and or feedback, you could report it to our Zendesk as well. All right. So B rank, we were kind of chilling on our no stress Luminous, which is totally fine. We see a little heart next to the score if that was the case, which just means it wasn't submitted to the leaderboard there.
Yeah.
But okay, let's hop into some other areas. I think we can have some fun with the maybe the missions you were kind of bringing up earlier. Talk about some of the training options available, because I know we still have so many people that are hopping in Luminous for the first time. So you can replay the tutorial here if you miss anything, especially regarding burst. There's a few great tips in there. But really, the goal of the missions for the majority is to kind of test your ability to perceive how to use the blocks in certain scenarios, right? So how to use them efficiently, and just blocks like the checker blocks, which are really hard to stack effectively. It kind of here, let's just open up one and we can kind of walk through it. It'll push you to think about the game in different ways.
It's true. We have a question about the Lumies that pop out after burst in Journey, whether that's active if they're playing the same stage or what. I don't think so. I think it is just pulling from the pool of players. I don't think that means they're playing at that exact moment.
Yeah, it might be like in the multiplayer hub, it might be, I can't confirm this 100% right now, but it might be more likely that they're live and active. Yeah.
Multiplayer hub, yes. Journey mode, I'm not so sure that's the case.
But anyways,
but if you've not finished the journey mode, there's something a little extra with all the Lumi that you meet along the way. And those come out of your burst matches. And when you trigger burst, whatever the size of the burst is, that'll determine how many Lumi pop out.
So oftentimes there's not necessarily there's more than one good option for stacking Luminous, but a lot of the missions show you the most optimal thing you can do, right? So for example, like here, if I was playing, actually it was okay, but that's 2 squares over 2 sweeps, right? It's trying to teach you how to be the most efficient as well, which will help you to combo easier and get larger bursts, stuff like that. So so clear 2 blue squares.
And you kind of noticed that you were playing to the left of the timeline there.
Oh, yeah.
As well. You let it pass once, and then you started laying down blocks right after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to be careful about that. And here's a good example. So, if I play that and that, I'm going to miss. So you want to kind of be cognizant of the timeline when you're going for larger square clears, whether it's in single player or multiplayer or mission mode, right? So, it's just good habit building, and it kind of forces you to play behind that timeline a little bit, right? Especially some of the more expert missions, you kind of have to speed up a little bit. Not so much speed up, but just play with the timeline in mind.
It's true.
Yeah, plenty of missions. I'm going to pull up my one I pull up every time, that checker block mission, just because it really does show you 3 checker blocks.
Nobody knows what to do with checker blocks.
So the goal with checker blocks, I mean, it's probably more than one way I would approach this. So if I was playing alone, I might do something like that. But when you look at that, like, that's not the most effective. I mean, it kind of leaves a messy board, right? Really, the thing you want to do with the checker blocks is, or I'll just kind of do like another thing I might do. Like, that's not too bad, right? And it does have the Apollo up there.
Yeah.
But really, there's a lot of the clean way to deal with checker blocks is kind of use that cascade effect or the block splitting effect when you place over a column that's raised over the one next to it, right? So we drop here, and drop here. It just keeps splitting, and look how clean that was. That's so satisfying, CJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But as you progress, you're going to have some like checkpoint missions, which test your ability to combo. Because really, being able to achieve a combo is a good test of your efficiency, your understanding of where to place your blocks and stuff like that, which the mission mode is kind of pushing you to do, right? So there's also some burst checkpoints, as well as I think some chain block missions. So yeah, definitely play through that if you're looking to improve your game.
There's some folks in the chat asking about additional cosmetics in the future. What our plans are for that. I mean, we want to hear the feedback. So if it's something you want, if you have suggestions, we're always listening to that. Who knows? We are starting with the 4 cosmetics from the Digital Deluxe Edition that you can get right now that feature enhanced games and also special guest stars on Steam and PlayStation 5. So that's Astrobot on PS5 and Dave the Diver on Steam. Aside from that, we haven't made any announcements, but we're open to the feedback.
So when you head to mission mode, you can also tab over to the challenges, and I know a lot of our players have been spending a lot of time here just because these gimmicks can be so fun to play, right? But where should we hop into, CJ? Let's see. What are we feeling? And maybe after our first challenge, we could do our first giveaway draw. Excuse me. So yeah, type Arise in the chat, and we'll do a draw following our first challenge here. What haven't we played on stream before? Let's see. We played a lot. Maybe we can elaborate on ping pong, because this can be a little confusing for some people.
That sounds good.
It's actually pretty fun once you really understand what's happening. It took me forever to realize what was happening. I thought it was just random. Okay, so ping pong. We have a little pogo stick effect.
Pogo stick.
So let's see if we can predict which way it's going to bounce. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I was wrong.
You can see this stage is tilting.
Yeah.
Quite a bit to the left.
Ooh, look at that. That's a huge chain block.
That's a great placement for the chain block.
I guess
this is that globe stage we were talking about, this low BPM.
Yeah, very low BPM. One thing you could do to deal with the pogo effect is kind of create like a well, I guess, because then there's nowhere else it could bounce to. So if I were to build here, I know for sure that it's not going to bounce, right? So just kind of play with that in mind. Make it less random.
Yep. Just added something, didn't it? I heard the tone.
More often, yeah. Usually that means bad news. Been pretty good though so far. But it's nice and slow, so kind of take your time here on the timeline sweep at least. I think I still have no stress Lumines on, which does work in the challenges.
Globe is maybe my favorite stage to practice comboing, just because it is so slow.
Yeah.
And the other one is Goldfish Tango is also pretty slow. Like those two stages are real nice for practicing timeline management and combos.
Yeah, another way you can check the BPM of the stage is in the playlist section. When you add a stage to the playlist, it shows there's like a meter or a wave which shows the BPM of that stage going into the next stage, right?
Are there any local couch multiplayer modes? Yes, there are. We'll show that in a little bit here.
Alrighty. What do we get? A. I'm feeling an A on that one. Oh, yes.
There you go.
I know my grades. All right. Oh, yeah, so let's do the draw. We're going to do the first draw. Type Arise in the chat if you haven't already. And if you already have the game, well, you can give it to a friend. Maybe if you're in the U.S. over the wonderful Thanksgiving weekend here.
It's true.
All right.
Which friend are you most thankful for? Then
who deserves the Lumines Arise the most? Yes. All right, so let's do a draw.
Yeah.
Bam. Riandisa, you are the winner. I'll send you a message on Twitch following the stream here, or if you want to beat me to it, and feel free to send us a message here on Twitch, and we'll send you the game code. PS5 or Steam, just let me know your platform you prefer. Excuse me.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll do some more draws here in a bit, but cool.
Someone also asking if there's plans to add more stages in the future, and again, that's sort of like the DLC question, right? We're taking feedback, and we'll see.
Yes, I know it's not the fun answer. It's a wait and see. I wish I could announce the 20 DLC things we want to do and are for sure going to happen, but we can't do that. So,
right.
Yeah, we have seen some fun suggestions in the Discord of like possible collabs people want to see and stuff like that. I mean, no one expected Dave the Diver, I'm sure. So like we're open to whatever.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So
yeah,
and it's kind of funny how much Dave the Diver fits in a lot of these stages with the water stages.
This is true.
Let's make you know what? Let's equip Dave the Diver. Where's he at? You want to make a Dave the Diver playlist?
Sounds good. Are you playing with a keyboard, mouse, or controller, by the way?
Right now I'm using keyboard. Yeah, but
okay.
I like both. Played a lot on both. Yeah. So let's see. The wake up. We got spooky Halloween beats. Let's add to our unnamed playlist here.
Nice.
Let's find some water stages for our friend Dave. We got Abyssal Deep.
Definitely Abyssal Deep.
So as you can see, here I'll add 2 stages here. Oh, they're both flow BPM. Oh wait, I need to add some slots here. So you can see the tempo is being visualized on the background there of the stages. If you want to create playlist that kind of ascends in tempo, you can do that. Honestly, if you wanted to see the BPM differentiation between stages of Journey Mode, you could literally make the same Journey Mode playlist, right, to see how it looks. Yeah, which I think I've done before. I don't know if it's on the save file. But stage 3. What's our most upbeat Dave stage? Let's have something upbeat here on stage 3. Is there a restaurant?
Sure.
Slice and Dice?
Slice and Dice might be good, yeah.
I guess Dave is just a low BPM kind of guy.
In this mode, anyway, there are 35 songs to choose from.
Yeah.
And it does not include the finale stage in playlist, so. You could make a playlist where only the 3 stages from the demo are included. You could recreate that demo experience via playlist if you wanted to.
We'll end it with a restaurant just like in the game. There we go.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. These are lowish BPM. What's the highest BPM song in the game, do we think?
I think it's on eggshells, I'm pretty certain. So just to show, visualize, see how it's like towards the top there. Yeah. And I think the lowest is Temple Bells. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, that is pretty low.
Yeah. All right, so let's hop into let's rename our playlist. The Dave the Diver. Turn off No stress for
This
this.
is-
I'm feeling some gravity now.
Okay. This is a nice playlist, though. Oh, and if you're a beginner, you might want to check out theater mode and just watch how the CPU plays. There's
Oh,
a couple
yeah, we can show
options
that
in
off.
there where you can customize how the CPU plays and just kind of watch what it does and then adjust as you go.
Yeah, whether it's a CPU or some of our wonderful community members streaming to Twitch and YouTube, stuff like that.
It's true.
Watching other people
Watching
play,
other players, it's a great way.
it will expedite your learning experience if you are, into trying to strategize and that aspect of the puzzle game, right? A lot of people are just going to play this game to vibe out, and that is totally okay. And I think the majority of people are going to play that way. But it still is kind of nice to at least get over that initial hump to understand what's really happening.
Yeah. What's your favorite song?
I was about to say, this is one of my favorite songs in the game, actually.
This one?
Yeah. I
It
don't
is
know
a
my
good one. Nice chill
favorite.
song.
Probably have favorites of each tempo, right? Each vibe. The other song I like that kind of reminds me of this is the Autumn Fall stage. What else? I think for some of the faster BPMs, I like Steam Ahead. How about you, CJ? Just the train stage.
Gosh, let's see. I like Sunset Beach, which the song is called Two Lost Stars. That's really good. I like Sky Falls Down, which is in the dark. It's a really good song. I like a lot of them.
Yeah, I think we should do we were talking about this.
The vocal tracks are great.
Maybe a stage and/or song tournament on our socials and stuff like that. I remember it happened on Tetris Effect way back when, but
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
So the playlist theater mode, you do not have to finish Journey in order to see that, right? You can do it at any time.
I believe
I'm pretty sure
that's the case.
it is not like Tetris Effect where that opens
Yeah.
later.
I'm fairly certain.
Yeah. Dave the Diver Lumi not available in the PS5 version. That's correct. It's only in the Steam
Steam
version.
exclusive.
Steam exclusive.
But you got your friend Astrobot on the PS5 version, which
That's right.
is also very fitting in the Lumi universe.
Yeah. And if you are playing against someone who is on PS5, but you're on PC, you can see Astro. You can fight against them, but you can't select them. You can't be them.
I know you love this stage, right, CJ? One of your favorites? Goldfish Tango
Absolutely,
here?
yeah. Goldfish Tango is a great stage. Just a nice chill stage. So many stages in the game really are that.
I love these slow tempo stages. If you played against me in Burst Battle, you probably almost always see me on slow tempo stage, just because it's a little more of a relaxed vibe to maintain a combo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as long as you're maintaining a combo, your score is going to go up. So I like to kind of chill out on these stages and not have to worry too much about my high score in that sense, because it's easier to combo.
Yeah.
All right. I'm feeling the green here well, sometimes I like to just if I was trying to go for a high score or in Burst Battle, I'd probably go for the reddish orange circle block, just because actually now it's green is the way to go. So let's just spam some blocks. That's one thing. I like to
Shift it.
burst while it's good to have resources on your board before you burst, right? Instead of starting from the bottom.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I even just spam some blocks there a little bit, just so I get a larger burst. opposed to a satisfying follow-up after burst where you get like pretty much a free combo with all the opposing pattern. All right.
Love it.
It's not sushi, but imagine it is sushi. We're in the restaurant now. Like how Dave was
asking if most experienced players prefer slower stages, or is it just a preference?
That's a good question. What do you guys think? It probably is just like a personal preference, but personally, I like to mix it up, right? So I don't usually stick to one thing, but because I think each type invokes a different play style sometimes, right? You do have to move with a little bit more speed on a stage like on eggshells, whereas you might have more time between each timeline sweep to kind of like focus on getting a big combo. With a slower stage.
It's sort of a catch-22 with a slow stage also, because the faster you place blocks, the slower the timeline is to actually wipe them away, so you could find yourself in trouble later.
All right, good job, Dave. Got the S rank.
Love to see Dave chilling out in the water. Natural habitat.
I'm glad I have this permanent playlist now for Dave. But cool. Maybe we'll hop back into playlist later. If anybody does want to, we can make a custom maybe playlist with the chat if you guys want to see your favorite stages and chat about it.
Yeah.
Let's spend some of our Lumi Pwn we've earned. Our Pwn.
Let's do it. You Kai in the chat asking, do you always try to place blocks on the line as it passes?
Line as it passes.
No.
You want to try to place
part
it
of
before
playing
the
around the timeline. You almost never want to place blocks on the timeline as it's passing you, unless it's maybe like a chain block and you're trying to split the chain block so that it clears things ahead of the timeline and also gives you another pass with the chain block.
That would be an interesting gimmick or something challenge mode to try to clear on the timeline, but I just think that's bad practice, which is why it's not in challenges, right? Generally, you want to wait for the timeline to pass where your block is, then you place the block. So in this case, for example, if I place it then, I don't get as efficient of a clear, right? And you won't complete the challenge. So the challenge or the missions here kind of want you to play around that timeline. So really, I want to wait till it passes, and then I can create that 3x3 square, right? If you wait for the timeline, that just means you have the most time to make a large square, which is part of the fun. So,
And there's more opportunity for higher scores waiting for that timeline rather than trying to play fast and play ahead of the timeline.
All right, so we're going to walk into our multiplayer hub, which, yes, we do want to stress that there are single-player modes in here. So even on the Weekend Lumi Live event, when you're getting the special avatar headpiece, right, you can hop in the single-player modes and play, or just play locally in the 1v1 mode against a CPU or a friend, right? So, and also the Quick Burst stage rotates daily in this unique leaderboard per day. So you head to the data section here, and you can see all the leaderboards and your personal best, stuff like that. And I believe if you scroll down, you're going to see the Quick Burst leaderboard. So if you want to see where you landed for that day. What we got
important note here on this. Do you want to show the being able to view friends?
Yeah,
so
we were getting that question.
Maybe people don't know this, but you can view leaderboards via your friends list and just see where your friends are on leaderboards. But you have to click into the leaderboard itself to see that.
So first you go to the platform rankings, and then you can scope into it by clicking on whichever leaderboard you want to look into further. And then there's the friend filter at the bottom right. So we turn on the friend filter, and I got one friend in there with the 215 burst. So that is only on platforms. So of course you can't really do cross-platform friending or anything like that. So I think it was just confusing for people that it might not have existed because they were probably looking at the world rankings. Just make sure you look at the platform rankings when you're trying to do the friend filter. right. Ooh,
By the way, when
past-
are we going to do our next code giveaway? People are
Okay,
wondering in the
let's do it
chat
now.
if
Let's
they
do it
should
now before we hop
if
into
they
multiplayer.
should type Arise in the chat.
Yes, type Arise. I think if you already typed it, you are in. But if you want to be extra sure, type it 10 times if you want. Don't spam too much, please. But yes, type Arise in the chat. Let's do a draw. Let's do a 60-second time attack, and I'm gonna draw right after that.
Good idea.
And time attack is just
60-second time attack's great.
yeah. Maybe you want to elaborate on why it's just a good mode for everyone to practice in, and maybe hop back into every once in a while.
Sure. I mean, it's a great place to kind of get a gauge of your skills, how many squares you can get in 60 seconds, and it also is a great way to watch yourself improve. So as you learn things like, oh, maybe I should play behind the timeline or around the timeline, like going back into 60-second time attack and seeing how that changes your gameplay will be a good way to kind of gauge how you're improving. While you do the training missions, or if you're doing like playlists with slower tempo, like coming back in here and just seeing how you do is always a good way to see where you are.
Yeah, 100%. This is a
Personally,
mode
I'm like around 50 squares in 60 seconds, so I'm like firmly in the B category, territory.
All right, not too shabby there.
119, see?
All right. Okay, let's do our draw. Who do we got?
Let's do it.
Ooh, we got No Chill, who I know is a big Enhanced fan and already has a copy. But hey,
Chill.
if you got a buddy, No Chill, they're going to be a happy friend, hopefully. Hope they want to play some Lumines. So congrats, No Chill. You can either message me here on Twitch or Discord, and I'll give you that game code.
Awesome.
Cool. And we'll do one more draw here in a bit. So I think it should carry over if you already typed Arise in the chat. But if you want to be extra sure, which I know,
Some people do.
Yeah, we could always type it again. All right. Should we play some? We could look at some of the other modes here. Maybe hop in a quick burst for a second.
Sure.
If anyone has questions about burst, this is just a great place to practice burst because you start with max burst, right? There's no time limit or anything like that. It really just comes down to when you press the burst button. So definitely recommend just hopping in a quick burst, playing around with it, see how you can get more consistent, larger bursts, right? But anything you want to add in that regard, CJ?
Yeah, this is kind of a great playground to just see what you can do with burst, and whether you want to trigger burst early on with no blocks on the screen, or whether you want to do what Austin is doing now and kind of build a playfield full of, for lack of a better word, garbage to clear once you trigger that burst, right? Oftentimes, I think we encourage people to use burst when they're about to top out or when they have a playfield that's towards the top of the screen just to clear some room. And you can do that. You can kind of build that. It's almost a puzzle in itself of building a garbage playfield and then triggering burst to see what happens. Because every time you reach these thresholds, you unfortunately topped out and cleared your burst number, right? Or the number of timeline passes that it was going to take.
But for example, like if you start from the bottom, like you have a lot less to work with, so it really comes down to you just moving faster, which is less fun, right? It's more fun to set up your board and have stuff to work with already.
This is a lot harder. Austin's making it look very easy. It is not. Like, it's not this easy. Getting over 100 bursts.
Even then, I was moving pretty quick, and
ground up.
that was 100, right? But if you really set it up and move slower, even like you'll get a larger burst generally. Heck, you can even just like mess up your board without thinking too much about it. There are some like specific patterns players have come up with to hit really massive bursts without too much effort, right? Which is really cool to see. Maybe I can show one of them off for fun. I haven't practiced it too much. It's called the donut pattern.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But this is a good burst.
That is. So
That's
you're
gonna be
already
orange.
over 100 with 3 more timeline passes before it clears that first match.
And I'm not like moving much faster than it was before.
Right.
Almost 300.
Not bad at all. Yeah.
All right. Then I guess the donut pattern, I haven't played around with it too much, but it's more like, well, I guess there's 2 ways to do it, right? I think the most efficient way is to create kind of like a checker pattern, right? Because every time a burst square expands, it gets rid of the opposing block around it, right? So a checker just like cascades and grabs everything. But you can also create some donuts. So what I mean by that is like, stuff like this. So if I were to go for a umbrella burst, you see that donut pattern I made at the bottom there? If I were to keep that going to some extent, that just means you have a lot of one color in particular you can burst around it. So I'm not very good at setting it up, but there's some great videos on our community Discord if you do want to see. And I believe there's a thread active in our guide section. So if you're looking to get some massive bursts and play around with that, lab it out, definitely hang out with our community. I guess we'll
For sure.
Here.
Speaking about burst, Billy in the chat says one thing I don't understand exactly is when the opposite colors go up in
yes.
burst.
So, okay. Currently our burst square is at 104, right? So there's 2 ways that the opposing color is going to fly away from our burst square, which is the square with the flashing number. One way is we just continue to build on it, and I believe it's every 10. So once we get to 110, there should be in this case, an umbrella pattern block that flies away to the top. And you can kind of see them queued up at the top there, right? To fall down when it ends. But let's see if we can get to 110 here. As you saw, it was just for a brief moment, but we had one block of the opposing style fly to the top, right? And that's going to be very helpful, especially when you're starting out your burst, just because it might get locked in if it's like covered by a pattern, right? The other way is to, I don't think I have time to do it here, is to expand the massivenesss of it. So say you go from like a 2x2 to a 3x3, or a 3x3 to a 4x4. I guess there's more than one word you can use for it. Quadratically grow it. Mm-hmm. That will shoot away all blocks of the opposing color around it. That's really the key to get the biggest burst. Maybe we can show off with, here we have a 4x4 here. So, okay. So we have this 4x4 block. Now the goal here should be to make it 3x3. When we make a 3x3, watch closely. It's going to shoot away 5 of the umbrella blocks. Bam. Now from here, the goal is to make a 4x4. And just try to think of like the most efficient way to do it. There we go. If we make a 5x5, it's going to keep shooting away. There we go. And then if that square does get locked in there like it was for a moment, just keep building around it. You also increase your burst number just by clearing squares of the opposite pattern anyways, right? So just keep playing, don't like overthink it, and generally your burst square will increase. But really it's about trying to be like, what is the most optimal way to get into that next tier size, right? I guess starting from the bottom is a good way to just show off how that works, right? So
I think we'll definitely be doing a video about burst. Because there are a lot of questions on it, even from players who know Lumines from back in the day. So,
like here we were locked out, but we have a really nice chain block, so we're able to get back into it. Just keep playing, and generally there's a good chance you'll find your way out of that. Find your burst square being able to unlock itself from the opposing pattern there.
Yeah, a question in the chat. Wait, it can grow by clearing squares of the opposite color?
Oh, yeah, let's show that off. It's kind of a subtle detail. It doesn't add as much as, say, really the big thing is to get to that next tier of your burst square from like 4x4 to 5x5. But so if we have that was cool. So now this should add 2. So we have 2 2x2. See how it went up from 1 to 3? And if it's not attached to the burst square, even if it's any blocks not attached to the burst square are going to clear on the timeline sweep, even if it is the same type. You see that? It adds to the counter. So when you get locked out, just try to stack around it.
Playing.
Yeah, just keep playing. Just because every 10 squares you clear, you're going to shoot away one of the opposing color, and it might unlock itself in that way.
Yep. Important strat there.
Yeah.
Definitely important strat.
There's a lot of little things with burst, but so there's, how do I put this? Especially with like a mode like Burst Battle, right? The multiplayer. You don't need to be super fast, but if you have really good burst knowledge and stuff like that, that can kind of take you, carry you on in multiplayer too, right? If you want to focus on stuff like that, strategize your burst rather than speed, right? It'd be a lot of fun. Okay. Any other burst questions? Try to get one more in here. I think we covered a lot of the big ones. CJ.
Is this, I believe, burst? I believe blocks won't fly up anymore if the finishing sound plays. Is that right? So on the 0 pass of the timeline?
Maybe on the final sweep, it might not send it up.
That could be,
Yeah.
Because it's
That's
on
a
the
good
final
question.
sweep at that point.
Let's see.
Kind of done with that.
Yeah, even now I'm just eyeing like, what's the fastest way for me to make the largest square, right? And from here, it's like
And building around the outline.
Yeah. So 0 sweep. The question was, will
Blocks the opposite color.
shoot up anymore?
Going up.
Is there a spot we can show this? Let's see. Might be hard to show. Maybe not if it's like before the timeline. I think that's what it might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't cascade after the timeline crosses on
a
sweep
good question.
0. Yeah.
All right.
Should we also show for single player people in the multiplayer hub how to set up a single player room?
Oh yeah,
Burst
yeah.
battle?
I know it might be a little hidden right now. We're looking at ways to improve that. But if you head into create custom match, you can set it to private if you want to play with a friend, or set it to local, and then you can play against this computer, or set it to 2, right? If you want to play next to somebody next to you on your couch.
Yeah.
But so set it to 1 player, which means just you, and then that enables the computer, so you can play locally against a computer. Mess around with some fun settings like turning off burst if you want to be more, if you don't want to play with burst, I guess, be more classic in that sense.
More traditional Luminous experience.
Yeah. You can also increase the burst duration, which is a lot of fun. I've had it's almost like if you're always in burst, the attack power stat at the end of the game was insane. Or you can shorten burst if you want to play less with burst. Increase gravity, more chain blocks, stuff like that. So you can have fun with it. And I know we've seen a lot of feedback. People want to have more fun with it, right? Like enabling challenges and stuff like that on here. If you have any fun feedback, just in general, feel free to send it our way. Let's make a lobby here. So we create a room. Looks like I already have a Dave the Diver computer set up, but you can customize the CPU, how they look, if you want to have fun with that too. Let's battle the Res hacker. Let's give them. I like this one. He anticipated a rookie. Then we'll start up.
Sounds good.
It is level 10. It's going to be crazy. If you are a really good player, it's definitely a challenge to try to beat the level 10 CPU. Pick a CPU that matches you.
I like to play on like CPU level 4, 5-ish. Right around there. That gives a decent challenge for sure.
So maybe while we're in here, we could just show off how Burst Battle works, right? So really the goal, you get huge attacks when you send a burst attack, like computers have to do to BULI app here. To get rid of, when you send attacks, it sends the purple garbage blocks like we see on the left and right side of the columns, and it starts to come to the center. To get rid of those blocks, if you clear a 2x2, you don't use first here. If you clear a 2x2, it's going to start to get rid of those blocks. So you can play like defensive in that sense, right? It's like some defense strategy. And like look how quickly we're getting rid of those. So even if you're a little bit slower and you're playing defensive, because you're sending less attacks than your opponent, you can probably make up for it by clearing a lot of the garbage blocks, right? Level 10 CPU shows no mercy. I'll see if I can send it back to Res Hacker.
No mercy.
And keep in mind, you can also use half burst, right? You don't have to necessarily wait for max charge. So if you're in trouble in burst battle, you definitely use that half burst, and just if you know you're like in trouble, you can try to gun for that rather than the max burst. Just to try to survive, and maybe even catch them off guard with like a cheesy quick attack.
That's true. Yeah. It's all about trying to keep your opponent on their toes.
I don't know if that was quite up to stuff for CPU.
I don't think so.
Big sweep.
Oh, with the very slow timeline song, too. You have to wait.
It's not over.
To clear.
It's almost over.
Not quite over.
Not over till it's over. Look at that big nose stack.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, keep playing. You never know what will happen.
It's true. It really is.
Computer didn't get a great
over
first.
in this game.
On the next person.
Canceling out the CPU's garbage.
That wasn't bad.
Not bad, yep.
Put us back in our
Canceled
favor.
it all out.
Yeah. Now this is looking like a really strong burst from the computer here.
No, not even 200.
Not even 200.
That's strong. 183. I mean, I could do that.
So we had a half burst there just to survive. We might be okay. Nice back and forth go now. They're so fast that we're like out of sync with each other, or we're gonna always be at first until it comes around. It rolls back after they lap me. Okay.
So you don't want to use burst when it's maxed. That's a question we got in the chat.
I think it's actually optimal. You can try
Optimal
both
because you get more
ways.
timeline
Yeah.
passes.
Yeah.
But you don't have to use it when it's maxed.
You don't have
can
to.
use it anytime after 50%. That was close.
They're a hacker. Res hacker. All right. But yeah, any questions people have about Burst Battle, we'll probably hop into. I was going to make a custom lobby if anyone wants to try to play against me, or maybe we'll see if somebody has a lobby. Let's see.
Oh, that's a good idea. No rooms.
Or I could see ranked. Might have trouble finding a match here. So while you're waiting for a match in the multiplayer hub, you could always walk around and take a look at other players, stuff like that. We see Nathan here. See our leaderboard.
There you go.
Battle. Oh, Nathan hasn't hopped into Burst Battle yet, which is totally fine. Working on the single player stuff. You can also browse the leaderboards. What I tend to do is debate which Burst Battle skin I want to use. Oh, looks like we got a match. Who do we got?
All right.
It's probably someone really good. Oh, that is a very good player. All right.
Using the demon skin too.
Further block stacking demon. I believe you get that from completing all of the challenges.
I love watching Dave's dance here, like, and the attack animation when you send garbage over to the opponent. Always good.
Got a nice chain block coming up, so I can kind of like, you know, it's gonna fall at some point there.
Call Me Star asking, how do the sweeps work with your charge? Does it only change at 50 and max, or is there an in-between threshold as well in terms of how many timeline passes you get? I think it does change.
Does what change?
Between
I'm sorry.
50 and max. The number of timeline passes that you have.
50 and max.
So like,
oh yes,
on
it does
some,
change.
yeah, I believe there is some intermediate. And this is another slow one.
Generally, with the slow ones, you're going to get to that max charge burst sooner. So that's one strategy, right? If you're really happy, or like if you feel you have strong burst play, I think if you play on a slower tempo stage, it's probably better because that just means you're going to have more efficient square clears and get to that burst faster. Whereas if you are a speedy player and maybe less versed in the burst, a stage like On Eggshells might be better for you.
Yeah. On Eggshells would be a very tough first battle stage. Like, I know people might like the stage, but if you're a beginner, don't choose On Eggshells. Please.
It's too slow. Oh, that's one of the things. So the timeline being slow, right? That's part of the trickiness too. I actually had a big sweep there, but look at that. That's huge stats from Korinha. GG. Korinha is a very good player. I believe they are probably up there on. Let's take a look. The name's familiar, so I'm sure I'll find them here. Not quite. Maybe is it Dig Down? I think they might be on top 3 on Dig Down. Oh, I think they're PlayStation. That's why I'm not seeing them. They're on World Rankings. Yes, our #1 PlayStation player here. Almost #1 on Dig Down.
Oh my
so
gosh.
a very strong player. We'll see him on Time Attack. But hey, if you're good at Dig Down, you've got to be fast, and also just you have the brains to know how to survive, and that's probably applies well to multiplayer for sure.
This is true. This is true. One thing, user Billy in the chat says, one other thing that needs explanation and the game doesn't tell you is how you can put only 2 squares from a 4x4 when the screen is almost full. So he's talking about splitting blocks.
Yeah.
And the game is almost full and you have only certain places to place blocks. Yes, that is a really good tip that the game does not teach you how to do. It's sort of a balancing act with tutorials. You want to give people just enough information and not like overload them. I think there's a balance there, right? Like you want people to get into the core of the game and then kind of find out about some of this stuff after, as they're playing, you know, discover these things.
Yeah, with this very unsatisfying stack right now. There's 2 open columns. As long as there is an open column, you can stack, you can drop your block in that column, right? Even though your block is 2 in width. So, for example, if I'm looking at the bottom here, I know I can kind of create a decent pattern and survive if I just try to line it up. There we go, made it 2x2. So having good foresight and being able to kind of see what pattern is there. Yeah, so you can kind of survive even really dire situations. As long as there's any space at all, you can drop a block in there.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is different from the OG Luminous. OG Luminous, if I were to try to place this block here, I would top out. So a little more forgiving in that sense, and I guess makes for a unique strategy in Arise as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also giving you a chance to trigger burst if you're about to top out. Like,
yeah,
if you filled up almost everything.
So I think I
Burst even
know.
if you only have one block left to place.
Yeah, I think I know why I lost in Burst Battle last round, CJ, and I'm gonna blame it on Dave the Diver. I think we need a cooler looking avatar here. So let's hop into customize. Not saying Dave the Diver isn't cool, but Cornha is next level, so we gotta make an avatar that is up to snuff here.
True.
So I'm feeling the dog. I got my astronaut avatar head from the first Weekend Lumi Live event. Maybe a cat paw print. What should be inside of a dog head? Fish.
Fish sounds good, yeah.
We're gonna do the ultimate animal combo, I guess. Penguin.
Someone wanted to see the chef head again.
I was out of town last weekend, so I don't have the chef head right now, which is kind of funny. But maybe
The
we can find it
astronaut
at
head
the.
is there.
Oh, the astronaut head, yeah.
No chef, because
I'm a noob.
missed it.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, where was the fish? I like the fish. Penguin. What are we feeling? What are we feeling? This is intimidating, right? Pink polka dots.
That's intimidating, yeah. Polka dot.
That's also intimidating.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Definite intimidation play right there.
Cat.
A cat on the dog? Is this what we're seeing?
On the dog, penguin, fish.
A dog, penguin, fish.
Let's get the spider. We're getting all the creatures.
Mm.
I believe find some creatures towards the bottom here. There's a lot of titles to unlock.
This is true.
I've seen some pretty hilarious combos, and okay, got the hamster at the bottom. I'm feeling giraffe is a good one.
Giraffe is a good one. Yeah. Someone asking if Weekend Lumi Live events that were previously done reappear at some point. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They cycle back around. So there are 12 in total. So you'll have to wait 12 weeks, 12 weekends for it to cycle back to the beginning.
Evil giraffe. That's intimidating. I feel like a giraffe would be Tumble Bells would serve as the home to our
The slowest tempo in the game.
All right, we'll do one more ranked match.
Doing
maybe.
a ranked match. Okay.
Seems like the snipers are here. And I have all that juicy rating.
Yeah.
Maybe while we're doing this, I could do our final giveaway. So type Arise in the chat if you haven't already. We're going to be giving away a game code here for PS5 and Steam.
Or Steam.
Yeah. All right, who do we got?
One game code, PS5 or Steam.
Shifla. Good luck.
Okay, I recognize that name from the Discord.
So I think I'm feeling pretty confident with our new customization.
There you go.
Let's see.
So far, doing quite well
A little
against.
faster.
Yeah, pretty neck
It's
and
okay.
neck, though.
Yeah. Try to get a burst on this next sweep here. Kind of a rough distro. Cascade down a bit.
Yeah.
Use this chain block. Get rid of that area.
Now you're out of places
over.
to place.
There we go.
That is the catch-22 with a. They're at 195.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna take a bit.
I need to get that
Oh my gosh. That
slow
timeline
timeline
moving
sweep.
slow is really like messing things up.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's part of the difficulty. So it's easier to get a quick burst, but yeah, that's like, I feel like the slow timeline stages are really nice if you are competent in burst, right? Which, not that my burst was bad, but we're playing some really strong players right now.
This is true.
Let's see. I see this pick too often in first battle.
No, this is the first time I've seen this one picked. I do like this stage though. So are you playing defensively now? Is this okay?
Yeah, like I could take that time just because there's no pressure to get rid of the garbage, but I also just want to make sure I don't lose out on this burst attack against such a speedy player.
I got a 221.
And this is what I need right now.
This is definitely what you need. Yeah, 270, 280, 289. There you go.
I know this more often than not. I don't win on my home stage, so I need to do better to pick at my stages. I'm just vibing.
Pick a better home.
I'm not saying
they're already in their next burst. Although they blocked themselves out. So it's going to be low for them.
So did I.
57 from
nice chain.
Chifla.
Not the best blocks here.
There you go. Okay. All right. See, keep playing.
Yeah.
When a burst gets locked out, you never know what'll happen. Might be able to clear it.
Last stand from Shifla.
A 105 from Chifla.
That should be like a nice. Now let's fill up with resources here.
Definitely important, although, you know, they're building their next...
Oh, so fast.
Next one, they're already max again. And they triggered burst.
Oh no, I hit the top, but I think I'm okay. Still okay. I think it's well sweep anyways.
Nice. All right, but they're already in another burst, and they're going to get over 200.
So even though I had a strong initial burst,
31.
they're using the speed to their advantage here.
You might have to do a 50. Well,
yeah,
no, you
maybe.
won't have to do a 50%.
Let's see. Thing is, if I tank a little bit here, that means oh, I threw. You're right. I should have pressed it. I got caught with that extra attack there.
You got in trouble.
Yeah. Too greedy. The greed was real. That was a nice game, though. A little mistake for me, but yeah, look at that. Really, really close stats.
Yeah.
GG.
Great game. Someone asked about chain blocks. Are chain blocks every X number of blocks, or are they random? Like, did something trigger chains?
It's I don't think it's a specific like X number, but there is going to be a certain amount of time that will pass before you get your chain. You're not going to usually get two in a quick succession, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. But generally within
Spaced out.
Luminous, it's like kind of to the heart of the core game. It's fairly random, right? One piece preview, and hard to predict. So in a way, it almost makes the game easier to play just because there's less strategy depending on like overthinking your upcoming pieces, right? So don't think too much about it. It just tends to be randomized and chain blocks every once in a while.
Yep.
Okay.
We got a question from No Chill. Is it worth going for 50% burst kill shots? Like, you come off the advantage with a great burst and are already at 50% while they're still in the first burst.
Hey, you want to try? Let's see. I think
we could try that. Yeah. Actually, that would be an interesting. Can you limit burst to 50%?
Limit burst to 50% would be an interesting thing. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's probably better if you're a fast player. if you can really build a burst quickly.
If you're playing against somebody who's not as skilled and you're fast, you could do 50% burst kill shots.
It might be kind of similar to zone battle and Tetris Effect. If you can pull off the speed to match, like, if you get a 150 burst square clear on 50% burst, that's huge because it's more efficient than, say, if you get a 150 on max, right? All right. Oh, no. I'm getting smoked tonight, CJ. I'm warming up.
Here you go. And a slow song, too.
Let's see if they're intimidated.
They had a very interesting first opening play there.
Oh, I forgot about that 50% burst. Maybe next game.
Oh, right.
I saw the opponent and I had to lock in for a moment.
Yep. You did play Mafios on.
Yeah. Mafios. They might be here right now. I don't know if I can match them.
Oh my gosh.
Farming.
I think they are in the multiplayer hub. 288 versus 274.
That was. I gotta be careful.
Oh man. You did a 50% there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you only have 2 timeline passes.
So I think to make it worth it, I just need to make sure I'm on the. How do I put it? If I can get a max burst here, it might not be so bad. While I'm taking 0 pressure from my opponent.
Right.
Which seems plausible.
They've got 2 more timeline passes, so there's actually quite a bit of time to.
Yeah, I'm taking 0 pressure here, right? So,
yeah.
So on the next sweep, we're going to enter burst.
They had a 258.
Uh-oh. Someone over here. Yeah, you should. I still feel like it's very early on to know what's like the best thing to do in burst battle. So I'd be curious to know if people do ever try to optimize percent burst and stuff like that.
201. They're already on their next burst.
Please leave. This is the slowest.
The curse of the slow timeline.
I kind of want to read this. I don't know if I can though.
Man, I think you have to.
Oops. I wanted to connect that chain block. It's okay. Actually, it might not be okay.
I'm not
My
sure
final
if
words.
that's okay.
Oh my god, it's so slow too. Wait, we have a slot. Alright, Temple Bell's burst battle, that is an experience.
That is quite an experience. Wow.
Change in vibe instantly with the music here.
Yeah, but still a slow tempo song.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. Not quite Temple
We're
Bells,
still-
but
Not quite Temple Bells.
let's see.
I'm out of room.
Yeah. Trying. quite get that square out. I'm still tied.
166 versus 163. Is that a 50% burst?
That was.
Oh,
it might not have been worth it. I will be out sooner though, so I can get my next burst going.
That's true. It will be out sooner. I think they also did a 50%.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So they... had a 208.
Is there any way out? Oh, I'm so close.
I don't think so. No.
I think they did hit a max there. But
they might have done it at max.
Yeah, maybe on that stage. 50% might be stronger on a faster tempo stage. We're labbing as we speak here, just because they're going to be charging bursts slower, right? So they won't get to that max burst as quickly. Okay, so that's burst battle. I love burst battle. I can hop in there all day, CJ, all night.
It is so much fun.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to get some revenge here. But I think we're closing out our stream, and maybe we can do one more code giveaway.
Sure.
All right. I said I was going to do it earlier. I think I got locked in. But all right. So type Arise in the chat if you haven't already. We're going to do our final code giveaway, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Yeah, hopefully you learned something. We answered a lot of questions about bursts and combos and stuff like that.
Good.
Yeah. But
it's great that people want to know like some of the minutia of the gameplay mechanics, and hopefully that helps them in their own game, right? Like we kind of went through some strategies to improve in Lumines Arise. There are a lot of great ways in this game to practice, whether it's burst or whether it's just making squares or keeping combos up or really anything. There's a lot of ways to hone your skills in this game that are aside from the main journey mode. So a lot of people are playing journey mode, but there are a lot of other ways that you can play, practice, have fun, etc.
Yeah, and experience a game however you want to experience it, right? There's definitely a lot of like, we were just playing burst battle with some of the best players out there, but
yeah.
So you can go that way with it. You can literally just vibe out with the music, turn on No Stress Luminous, and just try to de-stress, right? Treat it like a Zen kind of experience. But really, yeah, we definitely encourage you to kind of get over that initial hump and learn the like core mechanics, because when you do, really, it might take a little longer to click than something like Tetris, but when it does click, you might feel unstoppable. There's like a certain flow state, and it feels great to play, right? So, all right. So let's do our final draw here. Yeah, we got a lot of rises in chat. Okay, that's what I want to see. Arise,
I'd like
chat.
to see it.
All right. Going once, going twice, and the Wave Mage. I like the name. Wave Mage, you are the winner. Message me on Twitch, and I'll send you your code. Just let me know if you want PS5 or Steam for your game code. And yeah, if you have it already, you can give it to a friend and/or someone else in our community here. But excellent. That was a fun stream, CJ. I think we're kind of at time here. So we'll be doing more of these community showcases. I think we'll have some special streams before the end of the year, but probably after the year. We do want to keep our community showcases going to some extent, maybe like a bi-weekly thing, and we want to get our Tetris Effect showcases back. People were asking about that, so it's true. And that's usually on Fridays, but like today, there's a holiday coming up in the US tomorrow, so we have our Wednesday night stream, and it's been a lot of fun. So thank you all for tuning in, and let us know what you want to see in these future community streams, whether it's just us hanging out in the multiplayer, making playlists, showing off some challenges. We'll probably have some like learning-based streams in the future too, while people are still getting their hands on Luminous for the first time, right? We'll probably cover that every stream, to be honest, because I think it's going a long way.
That's true.
Yeah. So, great. Yeah, anything you want to add, CJ, before we close out here?
No, that's it. Lumines Arise available now on PlayStation 5 and Steam. Digital Deluxe version will get you 4 special avatars, 3 of which are based upon enhanced games like Tetris Effect Connected and Humanity and Res. And then, depending on what platform you're on, you get a special 4th avatar. On PlayStation 5, that's Astrobot. On Steam, that is Dave the Diver. And yeah, optionally, you can play in VR. So if you have a VR headset for your PC, you can use that on Steam. If you have a PSVR 2, you can use that on PS5. And you can also play it on Steam Deck. We are Steam Deck verified.
Nice.
So if you set the graphical quality to low, that's going to be your best experience on Steam Deck, but it plays fantastically on Steam Deck. Great portable game. Playing all the modes and kind of practicing up on Steam Deck is just a great way to hone your skills. I love doing that. Yeah, it's just a great portable game in general, and it's sort of a nod to those portable roots of Luminous, the original game that launched back in 2004 on the PlayStation Portable. So
Nice. Yeah, you can work through the challenges on the go, play through some journey mode, go for some high scores. It really, Luminous is such a perfect on-the-go game, as with like most puzzle games. I almost exclusively just play on the go, just because they're meant for it, in my opinion. So, all right, well, yeah, thank you everybody, and congrats on the giveaway winners. I'm about to message you on Twitch, or you can message me here at Enhanced Experience if you haven't already, and I'll get you your game codes. Maybe more giveaways in the future. Just stay tuned. But all right, I think that's just about everything. Maybe one more thing. If you just beat me, you made me look bad on stream, you better watch out. I might hop back in queue after this and get sweaty, get in the mind state. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But all right, everyone have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, and we'll chat with you on Discord. Hang out with us over the long weekend if you're in the US, and let's play some games. Weekend Lumi Live, 3-day event starting on Friday, right, CJ? So new avatar head. Be on the lookout for that.
Indeed, yeah, that starts Friday noon UTC and goes to Monday noon UTC. So all weekend long, you can get that just by going into the multiplayer hub, playing anything.
Great. All right, yeah, you all have a good rest of your evening. Yes, a little late for the code, but hey, if you have that community events role selected on our Discord, or if you're just following us on socials, we'll do more giveaways in the future, so stay tuned. Yeah. All right, everyone have a good rest of your whatever time of the day it is, and we'll see you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.